Top brass MCC officials have continued with political parleys on the agreement since Thursday, and the national politics seems quite abuzz. The ruling coalition, however, seems largely divided on its endorsement, while the main opposition is thriving on the opportunity to dent the coalition government itself. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the headlines of the hour. The government presents a replacement budget of 1.6 trillion rupees. Internal debt and current expenditure significantly reduced, COVID pandemic and the ailing economy on top priority. The ruling alliance remains divided on the MCC agenda, main opposition thriving on the scenario to imbalance the ruling alliance. The country continues to reel under coronavirus as 21 COVID-19 patients succumbed to the virus in the past 24 hours. 961 more individuals test positive. And Team Nepal crushed Papua New Guinea by 151 runs. Sandeep Lamichhane, most successful bowler with 6 wickets. Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma has presented a replacement budget amounting to 1.6 trillion rupees for the current fiscal year amid stern protest by the main opposition lawmakers. Finance Minister Sharma tabled the budget, replacing the budget issued through ordinance by the previous Oli-led government. Finance Minister Sharma has slashed the previous budget by 14.7 billion rupees to present the budget worth 1.6 trillion rupees. Introducing the budget, Minister Sharma informed that the budget this time had cut the internal debt by 37 billion rupees, while current expenditure has been reduced by 10%. Minister Sharma also added that curbing the pandemic has been a priority of the budget, as he mentioned that there would be no shortfall of budget for the distribution of vaccines. The budget, billed as election-oriented with the addition of a few more distributed programs, has targeted a growth rate of 7%. Some popular programs, such as distributing concessional loan to 500 youths in every municipality, providing free meal in 10 different places in Kathmandu Valley, among others, have been included. The budget has made a provision of distributing 10,000 rupees each to some 500,000 families reeling due to pandemic. Likewise, monthly allowance of 5,000 rupees will be provided to patients of cancer and those suffering from kidney ailments and paralysis. Meanwhile, tax waiver of 15 years from their year of operation has been announced for hydel projects with over 200 megawatt capacity to be constructed within the next 4 years. Likewise, tax waiver has also been announced for oxygen plant and sanitary pad industries for 3 years since their operation. The ruling party seems firmly divided on the issue of US-funded Millennium Challenge Corporation, with Nepali Congress expressing its intent at endorsing the multi-million-dollar project intact. The coalition partners, Maoist Centre and the newly formed CPN Unified Socialist Party are looking for amendment before endorsing the bill. The main opposition, in the meantime, is trying to thrive on the opportunity and dent the ruling coalition itself.
Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, during the ruling coalition's meeting on Thursday and Friday afternoon, pitched the proposal of endorsing the MCC bill through the parliament. However, ruling partners CPN Maoist Centre and CPN Unified Socialist urged the Premier to opt for a middle path, stating that there were long-standing differences over the MCC agenda in their respective parties. The two parties want amendment on what has been termed contentious clauses before its ratification. Likewise, Samajwadi Party of the ruling alliance has also favoured the endorsement, even as another ruling partner, Rashtriya Jana Morcha, has firmly stood against MCC agreement. In the meantime, main opposition CPN UML is trying to exploit this indecision of ruling partners and trying to create a serious rift in the government. The main opposition has now developed an understanding that Nepali Congress is looking for support amid the crisis revolving around MCC and therefore waiting for the perfect political gambit to dent the ruling alliance. The development on Friday, where the ruling alliance failed to find a common understanding on the multi-million-dollar bill, indicates that the main opposition will find more room to play its card pertaining to MCC agreement.
21 COVID-19 patients have succumbed to the virus yesterday, while 961 individuals have tested positive. According to Health Ministry, out of 8,549 samples tested through the PCR method, 11% returned positive. The ministry informed that Kathmandu Valley alone has registered 354 new cases, while Morang saw 121 cases, Kaski 95, Jhapa 78 and Sunsari registered 62 new cases. On a brighter note, 1,660 individuals have recovered from the coronavirus yesterday. There are currently 27,958 active cases at the moment, of which 458 COVID-19 patients are being treated in intensive care units, while 145 COVID patients are on ventilator support. The polarization of political parties is rife over the American Assistance Millennium Challenge Corporation. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in Kailali, Dhankuta, Kaski, Bara, Rupandehi, Salyan and Kathmandu regarding their take on MCC agreement. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
एमसीसी 1 2 3 कुनै पनि हालतमा चाहिँ नेपालको समय सापेक्ष छैन
काटछाट गरेर अनि संशोधन सहित चाहिँ लागू गर्न पर्छ
त्रुटिहरुलाई चाहिँ सच्याउँदै लगेर चाहिँ वैदेशिक सहयोग ल्याउनु पर्छ
स्वतन्त्र भएर बाँच्न पाउँदैनौं भन्नेको कारणले नै मलाई चाहिँ मेरो हृदयबाट नै यो एमसीसी पास नभए नै राम्रो हुन्थ्यो
नेपालको संविधानमा अधीनस्थ रहेर यसले नेपाली जनतालाई कुनै पनि विकासका काममा लगानी गर्छ भने त्यसलाई स्वीकार्न सकिन्छ
देशलाई भोलि घाटा हुन्छ क्षति हुन्छ भनेपछि त्यो कुरा लागू गर्नु हुँदैन
एमसीसी को बहानाले हाम्रो नेपालमा कब्जा गरेर यसलाई अरु देश जस्तै आफ्नो हातमा लिएर चलाउने कोसिस गर्दैछ
मेरो लागि मान्ने हुँदैन र सम्पूर्ण नेपालका सम्पूर्ण जनताहरुलाई पनि यो मान्ने हुँदैन
संसदबाट पास गर्नुपर्ने एकदम मेजोरिटी हुनुपर्ने अनि सबै कुराहरु उनीहरुको आफ्नो हितको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ एउटा डरलाग्दो अवस्था हो कि यो
देशको लागि उपयुक्त छैन अरु देशले आएर यो देशमा कब्जा गर्न खोजेको हो त्यो हाम्रो लागि चाहिदै छैन
एमसीसी पास गरेर अमेरिकाले केही पैसा दिन्छ भनेर त्यो ल्याएर यहाँ विकास निर्माण गर्छौं भन्नु त्यो मूर्खता हो
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on the new budget that replaced the earlier one brought through ordinance? Your options are A, height of compulsion, B, election-oriented, and C, time-relevant. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to the sports update. Team Nepal chalked out a comprehensive 151 runs victory over Papua New Guinea in the second one-day international. Nepal elected to bat first after winning the toss at Al Emirat Cricket Ground in Oman. Nepal got off to a poor start, losing 2 quick wickets, that of Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh, with only 9 runs on the board. Gyanendra Malla and Rohit Paudel steadied the innings with a 89 runs partnership. However, Gyanendra Malla departed after scoring a well-compiled 45 runs. Rohit Paudel top-scored with 86 runs. Rohit faced 123 balls and struck 2 fours and 3 sixes. Likewise, Nepal's total was boosted by Karan Casey's aggressive 42 runs as he struck 4 sixes and 2 fours. In reply, Papua New Guinea innings only lasted 19.1 overs as they were bowled out for a paltry score of 82 runs. Sandeep Lamichhane was the most successful bowler for Nepal with 6 wickets. Sompal Kami, Bikram Sob and Sushan Bhari shared a wicket each. Nepal will now feature in a tri-series involving host Oman and USA. Time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
The first meeting of the 9th session of the House of Representatives, held on Wednesday, was suspended after the main opposition CPN-UML obstructed the session. Lawmakers of CPN-UML had chanted slogans against Speaker Agni Sapkota, alleging him of playing a role in splitting the party. During the session, the government tabled the ordinance related to the Political Parties Act amid the obstruction. The Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC headquarters on Wednesday responded to concerns raised by the Finance Ministry. In its 13-page response, Addressing to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma, the MCC attempted to furnish clarifications to 11 concerns raised by the Finance Ministry and reiterated that its assistance to Nepal was not part of the Indo-Pacific strategy. However, the project headquarters clarified that the MCC agreement could not be amended. The MCC headquarters also said that it had included the provision to endorse the agreement from the Parliament, aiming to complete the project within the stipulated time without any obstacle. In its response, the MCC headquarters made it clear that the Constitution of Nepal is always above the MCC. A day after MCC's response, Vice President of the Department of Compact Operations of MCC, Fatima Sumar, and Deputy Vice President Jonathan Brooks arrived in Kathmandu on a 4-day visit to Nepal. Upon their arrival, the visiting officials have held high-profile parleys with political leaders, including Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deuba, Chairman of the main opposition CPN-UML KP Sharma Oli, CPN Maoist Chairman Pushpakamal Dahal, Chairman of newly formed CPN Unified Socialist Party Madhav Kumar Nepal, and leader duo of Janata Samajwadi Party Chairman Upendra Yadav and leader Baburam Bhattarai. Sumar has said that her visit is intended to clarify any misunderstanding on the MCC project and to improve relations with Nepal. At a time when political parties and the public at large have been divided regarding the US-funded multi-million-dollar project, the visit by top brass MCC officials has been looked upon with utmost importance. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.